Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Pete Peduzzi with the American Back Centers and the Disc Relief Centers of Pittsburgh, here with another Wednesday podcast. Welcome, everyone. If you are new to the podcast, we're here in Wexford, Pennsylvania, right here in the Stillwood Commons building complex, Building 2, Suite 100, right off Route 19, very conveniently located. Today, we have some very interesting topics today. We're going to be talking about some of the chemicals in everyday products that might be harming your health. We all know that things are just loaded with preservatives and all types of chemicals these days. We're going to talk about some of the things you may not be aware of and some of the things you may want to pass on to your family, friends, and even coworkers. So here at the American Back Centers, we are a disc specialty center. We help people avoid disc problems. We've been doing it for the last 25 plus years with the best state-of-the-art treatment called Vertebral Axial Decompression, an FDA-approved procedure that works. It has an over 92% success rate. And again, don't believe me. Do your own research before you pursue any treatment option. You will see that we have the research, we have the documentation. We've been helping people for many, many years. I've treated over 10,000 disc patients, helping them avoid the potential permanent complications with spinal surgery, whether it's the back or the neck. We see it every day. People with failed surgery and people contemplating surgery. They have epidurals. They're going through a pain clinic. They've had failed physical therapy, even failed chiropractic care. Now they are on the verge of surgery. They've already had a failed surgery. We all know that surgery is a permanent procedure with possible permanent complications. Infection, bleeding, blood clots, scar tissue, the lack of success. Did you know 1 in 50 people following back surgery dies within 3 years? And you have a 7-fold increase in mortality when you have a back surgery when they implant a cage or a fusion fixed hardware in your back. So why risk this when you have something as safe and effective as what we offer here at the American Back Centers? So today we're going to be touching on, again, the chemicals and everyday products that might be harming your health. So we're going to go right into the article as we page on down here. First, we typically give you a summary. I like to give you a summary before we get into the nitty-gritty of the article. And number one, formaldehyde, a common chemical in household products like furniture and building materials, poses a significant health risk, including cancer, asthma, and fertility issues. We see this all the time with formaldehyde. So, of course, it's in many of our household products. A long-awaited EPA report released in 2024 downplayed formaldehyde risk, particularly for workers and people near industrial zones, amid pressure from chemical industry groups and political figures. Formaldehyde, quote, off gases from products over time, especially in warmer environments, making it particularly concerning in indoor spaces like homes and workplaces where people spend a significant amount of time. Studies show formaldehyde exposure increases asthma risk in children. So if you already have asthma, it's going to increase the risk and make it worse. Each increase of 10 micrograms per cubic meter leads to a 10% higher risk. And finally, consumers will be able to reduce exposure by ensuring good ventilation and choosing low emission products and letting new furniture air out and staying informed about product labels and safety standards. So as we start off, visualize yourself walking into a new home, noticing a strange, sharp smell. When you may think it's coming from the fresh coat of paint, that smell also lurks in cleaning products that you may be using in your house, or even in brand new furniture you just bought at Levine or Value City Furniture. This invisible culprit in your home is formaldehyde, a chemical found in many everyday products. So we skip on down. Dr. McCullough, again, this is from McCullough.com. Definitely check out his website. He has a great health resource for me as well as for my patients and for you. He has a nice, what he calls a McCullough short, showing the everyday chemical that may be poisoning your air, talking about formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is dangerous to the public. While formaldehyde has various industrial uses, an investigation by ProPublica on a report in the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, raises concern about its potential health risk in our daily lives. We see how it's potential carcinogen, cancer risk, as other health concerns, including asthma, miscarriage, and fertility. You can read on down through here, just talking about how it's posing a risk to people living in factories, industrial zones that release it into the air, of course, using it in your home as well, school, workplace. And so these are all things we're just skipping on down talking about this. This puts people living near industrial areas, such as fence line areas, at risk with little hope of government protection because the regulations aren't leaning toward health and safety. So what is formaldehyde? Where do we encounter it? Formaldehyde is a simple organic molecule similar to the building blocks of other familiar chemicals like sugar and vinegar. In its pure form, it's a gas with a very, very pungent odor. However, it's often used in a liquid form combined with other chemicals in various products. Think of pressed wood furniture like desks, bookcases, bookshelves, and cabinets. The glue that holds these wood pieces together often contains formaldehyde. Similarly, building materials like plywood, laminated flooring, and even some types of insulation contain formaldehyde. Beyond these construction materials, formaldehyde is found in certain glues, certain fabrics like wrinkle-free clothes, and even nail polish removers. So we talked about the off gas, meaning it slowly releases from these products of gas over time, especially in warm or humid environments, releasing even more formaldehyde in warm or humid environments. This invisible gas then becomes part of the air you breathe indoors. This new car smell you experience is partially due to formaldehyde, off-gassing from interior materials. So when you get a new car, that new car smell is formaldehyde. While everyone encounters some levels of formaldehyde throughout life, certain professions have a higher risk of exposure. For example, employees in tire manufacturing plants, hairdressers who use products for formaldehyde-based preservatives, and furniture makers are definitely at an increased risk of inhaling this very dangerous chemical. According to the CDC, formaldehyde exposure causes a range of health problems depending on the level and duration of exposure. Irritates the ears, eyes, nose, and throat with these strong cleaning products. As you keep reading on down here, beyond cancer, formaldehyde exposure is often linked to respiratory problems like asthma, especially in our poor children. Industry versus regulations. Who will prevail? The EPA report concluded that formaldehyde exposure poses a, quote, unreasonable risk to human health, raising concerns for consumers and prompting calls for stricter regulations. American Chemical Council argues that stricter regulations will significantly impact jobs and the economy since formaldehyde is a, quote, building block chemical. Regulations for improved safety are currently under attack as well. As we look at the EPA report here, Representative Pete Sessions, Republican from Texas, urged the incoming administration to make revisiting the EPA's work on formaldehyde a top priority for 2025. The ongoing debate must center on finding the right balance. Stricter regulations will lead to development of safer alternative materials and practices. However, immediate changes will have economic consequences. As such, scientists, government agencies, and industry leaders should work together to find solutions that prioritize both public health and economic stability. So some simple steps for a safer home. First step is good ventilation. Open windows and doors whenever possible to allow fresh air to circulate and dilute any formaldehyde off-gassing. So open up those windows, especially when the weather gets better out. Additionally, using exhaust fans in kitchens in your home. Sometimes your roof have exhaust fans as well, making sure to turn them on whenever you're cooking. When purchasing new furniture or building materials, look for labels labeled as low emission or formaldehyde free. Very important as you read on down. Another helpful tip is to let new furniture or carpets air out in a well-ventilated space for several days before actually bringing them into your house. This allows for most of the initial formaldehyde to off-gas before start using the furniture. Staying informed about the latest research and regulations regarding formaldehyde exposure is critical for protecting you and your family's health. Aside from government health agencies, various public organizations provide up-to-date information on health risks and best practices for minimizing exposure. Choosing products from companies that prioritize low emissions and transparency about their materials, consumers will eventually push manufacturers away from using formaldehyde altogether. So taking control of that indoor air again, finally consider adding some greenery into your home, some plants. Certain houseplants have been shown to help remove formaldehyde and other toxins from the air. While they won't eliminate formaldehyde altogether, they'll be able to contribute to a healthier indoor environment. Here's a nice article that you can read entitled The Importance of Reducing Indoor Pollution, where he gives other tips such as high-quality air purifier and cleaning appliances regularly. I have a nice air purifier here in the office, and it does a great job for cleaning the air and getting any potential chemicals that our cleaning crew overnight may be using on our floors and surfaces. The health risks associated with formaldehyde exposure, as outlined in ProPublica report, are a legitimate concern because most people are exposed to it. Or by taking proactive steps to minimize exposure in your home and workplace, you'll significantly reduce your risk. Again, remember to turn off ventilation when cooking. To turn on ventilation when cooking, choose low-emission products and be mindful of off-gassing from new items when you buy them, furniture and so on, to make a real difference in your health. So as we skip on down, this season, arm yourself with an entourage of immune-supporting products that help your body effectively thrive against challenges naturally, sustainably sourced and made with clean, comprehensive ingredients you can trust. Taking this proactive step toward better health with products you can make a difference. And that's very important to note, making sure that you're getting products that are formaldehyde-free, chemical-free whenever possible. So this was a nice article. You can get this article by going to McCullough.com, how this chemical, formaldehyde, in everyday products might be harming your health. And we have a lot of articles on our website. You can visit our blog, www.americanbackcenters.com. Again, www.americanbackcenters.com. You can make a consultation appointment right on the website. You can learn more about what we do. We have many great services here, all under one roof. Chiropractic, therapy rehab, the disc specialty center that we have here with the best, most effective, most researched treatment for actually treating a disc problem, pulling the water and fluids back into that compressed degenerative disc, restoring the health of the disc naturally, but pulling that disc off the nerve, relieving your pain, your sciatica, your leg pain, your arm pain if you have a neck cervical disc problem, getting you back to 100% shape again without having to resort to spinal surgery. We have an exciting new procedure called Invisalign, similar to cold sculpting, but it's a high-intensity laser. It's not a red light. Red lights don't penetrate very well. They're just very superficial. Honestly, they don't do much. This is a high-intensity laser that penetrates, and the key is the penetration. Penetrates deep into the tissue, literally dehydrating the fat cell, and then through our process, our program, we get rid of that waste, that fat, and you truly see inch loss, fat loss, and weight loss. Wonderful program. Patients are seeing 1 inch with almost every treatment. Their demo treatments, people are coming in for the demo treatments, are getting at least 1 inch with one treatment, and they're on out. We've had patients have dramatic body fat percentage loss, inch loss, weight loss. Patients are losing 20, 30, 40 pounds in as little as 2 months with our program. It's a wonderful procedure. Call the office, 724-935-3300, or visit our website, www.americanbackcenters.com. It's Dr. Pete Peduzzi. I want to thank you for listening to my podcast. We're going to have it pretty much every Wednesday, and stay tuned for more at the American Back Centers. Have a good day, guys. Bye.